Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, elementary and high school age. I would love for you to subscribe if you're not subscribed and hit the notification bell so you're notified of all of my future videos. Today I'm going to revisit my word of the year, which is simplify. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so typically I will do kind of a video on how I feel like my word of the year has been impacting my life, usually around mid-year when I'm doing my summer refresh. However, I think that I did do that somewhat in my summer refresh, but next week they are going to be releasing the cover designs for the brand new power sheets and season by season planners, the 2025 planners. So I thought that this would be a great time for me to sit down and kind of revisit my word and how it has been guiding my year and some of my thoughts surrounding it. So my word for this year was simplify, and this is the second year that I have reused a word. I started choosing a word of the year, I think in 2011 or 2012. It's been a long time. It's not something that I learned from Power Sheets. It's something that I learned a long time ago from a mom blog that I was reading. I can't even remember which one at this point. And it was just about choosing a guiding word for the year. I've always loved setting goals. I've been sharing my goals on my website since 2011 when I started Townsend House, and before that on my My Journey website, which I started in 2006. So I have always shared goal-related things in my public writing. So I chose Simplify because I wanted to take a big step back. Once the fall came around last year, I knew that we were going to be busy because Emma was involved with cross country, and that just makes the fall fly by so much. This year, she is not doing cross country. We have some other activities that we're going to be doing, so we're still going to be busy, but it's just a different sort of busy. And when I got to December, I knew that I was really feeling the pull to simplify systems in my home, how I manage my home, simplify my planning process, simplify our homeschool and what we're doing day to day. Last year was a really heavy year for Emma as she took all of her junior year level courses. So it was like Algebra 2 and chemistry and world history and world literature and 20th century world history and world literature. And it was a very heavy school academic year with a lot of things going on outside of the house. And so I knew that I wanted to simplify everything. And I feel like I've done a pretty good job with that as my guiding word for this year. I am not 100% satisfied with everything. Simplify also related to getting rid of a lot of stuff in my home. And while I did kind of go through a lot of stuff, I haven't gotten rid of it yet. And I felt like, oh, a lot of this stuff is really good quality, so I want to have some sort of sale or sell it on Facebook Marketplace or have a yard sale or something, but I haven't done that. And so that is a place where I think I just need to let it go and just accept that I'm not going to sell these things. I'm not going to take the time to do it, and instead just donating them so that somebody else can use them. I think that's probably what's going to end up happening. So Simplify was really focused on a lot of different areas of my life. And I thought I was doing a pretty good job the first quarter of the year. I also have the goal of creating a rhythm of renewal, and I am using Rebecca Lyon's book, Rhythms of Renewal, as kind of a guide for the year. And that's broken up into 4 different categories. In the first quarter, the category was rest. And so I was really focusing on rest a lot in the first quarter, trying to figure out how to rest because I have a lot of plates in the air and I do like to stay busy, but it was getting to be not too much, but it was just, we were always going, and I don't always want to be going. I don't want to fill every single minute of every single day with something productive. And that was kind of the direction that my life had started to go in and has been for many years now. And not the productivity is obviously not bad, and it's good to be productive, but it was just becoming a point where I was not taking any time to just rest and enjoy life, because I was always thinking about the next thing that needed to be done, thinking about the projects around the house that need to be done, thinking about homeschooling. I'm still thinking about that stuff quite a bit, but I am taking more time now to rest and to do some of the things that I enjoy during the day, which is not something that I've done. And I think that there are a couple of reasons. Number one, I definitely would feel guilty if I would sit down after our school day and just read a book for pleasure, not for some productive purpose or to learn something or to research something for my kids or myself. So instead of taking time to continue to work on projects, which I still love a lot of projects, I was taking time to rest. And so that kind of started in the first quarter. Not super successful, but somewhat. I was acknowledging when I would try to put another project on the schedule because I had some downtime. I was acknowledging when I would go into Facebook or YouTube to answer comments, or I run a large Facebook community for Maine homeschoolers, and I constantly go in there to answer questions and to approve posts and to approve members and to just connect with everybody. I didn't want to fill all of the 5, 10, 15-minute margin times in my day with more work. And so I came up with a margin routine. I came up with a communication routine. Those are connected. I went through all of this over in my membership community. It's saved as a collection if you're interested in going through that with me. I would love for you to come over and check that out. But I still was struggling a little bit, and then it really came to a head at the end of May because I got shingles for the second time in 4 or 5 years. The first time I got it was right after COVID, which was right after we moved into this house, and then everything shut down, and then I got shingles. And then I got over shingles, that nice long process of shingles, and then I had shingles again this year. And at that point, at the end of May, I realized that I was still pushing myself too much and I needed to make some changes. And so I started focusing more on my health and focusing more on real rest and not just sitting down for 20 minutes, but really resting, really getting all of the emotional weight off of my shoulders by writing and brainstorming and all of that kind of stuff. And so Simplify started to turn into slow for me. Simplify started to turn into thinking more about slow living, the way that I used to think about slow living years and years ago. I just wanted less, fewer decisions, fewer things, fewer commitments, and not even that we were overcommitted on things that we didn't like. We're not even necessarily overcommitted on things we do like. It's just understanding the limitations, understanding everybody in our family and trying to manage everybody in our family, having older kids now, kids who are considering college and conservatories and jobs and other life challenges, and realizing that I just needed to cut some things from my shoulders. And so I have been doing that a lot over the summer. I've been spending a lot of time considering, and it's funny because I did recently purchase a little Lloydstrom notebook for 2025 goal brainstorming. And I know that sounds crazy because it's August, but I feel a little bit better about it now that I know Power Sheets are releasing early and other goal planners will be releasing soon. I know what I can accomplish from my 2024 goals in the next few months. And so I know that these new ideas that I don't have space to work on them this year. So it's not a ton of things. I think there's only a few things on the list right now, but it gives me a place to put them so I'm not thinking about them. I think a lot of the struggle that I've had this year is maybe the mental load and just the number of things that I have to keep straight for our family. It's a lot. So just simplifying all of that, it's a process, and I don't know if I'm necessarily I am better than where I was in January, but I don't think I'm necessarily where I expected to be at this point in the year. And I think that we definitely had some setbacks. I definitely had some setbacks, especially surrounding shingles that I wasn't expecting. And it kind of transformed some of the ideas that I had for the year. So this summer, what I did was I really tried to focus on working all of, not just work like my job work of YouTube and my membership community and my Facebook group and all of that kind of stuff, but also my home management work, my homeschool related work, the projects that I am doing in our home, etc. I really focused on those things for the first half of the day. And then for the second half of the day, I let myself decompress. I said, I don't have to keep doing these things. I can take a break. I can read. I can go for a walk with my kids. I can just play outside. We can go to Barnes and Noble. I don't have to feel guilty about not being productive. And that was something that's I still struggle with it. I really do, because there is an infinite number of projects that I have on my list, and I feel like we probably all feel that way. There's always something else to be done. And learning to be able to let go of some of those things is challenging. There are definitely some places that I have to let go just as a homeschool parent, because I know how much time homeschooling takes us. And so I know that certain things will not be done at certain times. We never have like a 100% pristine house. I can clean my house, my kids pitch in and everything, but we live here and we live in our house and we're constantly doing things in our house. So it's never going to be fully put together all of the time. And that's okay. And that's something that I learned years and years ago. But, and if you can do that, that's amazing. I'm not saying that it's impossible. I just know for myself, it's not something that I prioritize. But letting go of some of the other things, some goal related things that even though I want to do them, I know that it's not realistic for me to put the time in right now. I think that was interesting to understand. And it is a process, and it's hard to figure out what the best things are. Revisiting my yes and no list to keep myself on track of what are my most important things. Going back always to my why behind things, which is the relationship that I have with my kids and my husband, and then my family, like our extended family and community. Those are the things that are most important to me. So if a project isn't necessarily supporting that, I can let it go. And so I think that simplify has been a really good word for me this year. I'm interested to see how that translates through the fall. The fall is notoriously busy, so we will see if it turns out to be another really busy season or not. But I did want to take some time and just kind of share some of my thoughts about my word of the year. I think that it has been a really good guiding word for me. I think that it is going to continue to be a guiding word for next year, and also slow. I really want to focus on those two words, just reducing the amount of stuff in my life, digital stuff, physical stuff, emotional stuff. We're not meant to hold on to all of that stuff. And so learning to let go of it is challenging, but I think that it's also really good. So this is just a little video about my word of the year, simplify. I would love to hear how your word has been working for you or not throughout the year. If you've seen any changes in your life because of your word, or if you've never chosen a word for the year, is there one that you think may work for you for the last quarter of the year? I would love to hear it. Leave me a comment. I am feeling good overall about my year. I've had a lot of aha moments, and I really like years like that. When I see specific things come to fruition after I've taken certain steps, I think that it's really interesting, and I enjoy that reflection. Next week, I'm actually going to be doing my quarterly refresh, and I have a whole list of things that I need to go through as I start to set up my last quarter of the year, which is September through November. December is more for family, traditions, and thinking ahead to the new year. So I'm really excited about the last quarter of the year. I'm really excited about all of the new resources that Cultivate What Matters is coming out with, and I can't wait to share those with you. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video and it was maybe a little bit helpful for you to see how my word of the year is working for me this year. If you have questions, please let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.